Welcome everybody to week 3 of the World Doom League. I am Xenaero and I am joined by my co-host KBlair, who should be hearing me, but I don't think Discord is actually broadcasting this. And that is a problem that I'll have to fix in a moment. Thanks everybody for the follows, by the way, Hardyween and Whataplay. We are going to be getting into the third of 5 weeks of the regular season between a whole group of teams. We actually have a double header here tonight. And give me 1 second because we're running into kind of a problem. There we are. KBlair, I gave you a little introduction, but I forgot I was on a different input. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, Doomers? Gonna have a good one this week.
We actually have a 2-game series this week, the second this week. Earlier, we had Ties Only Fans against Best Ever and Rip and Tear versus the Superchargers. That happened Thursday evening, and we weren't able to catch that. But we're here tonight, July 5th, to talk about the first game in our doubleheader, Boomstick Warriors and Sexual Panthers. Blair, why don't you run us through the two teams?
Sure, let's run through. We're gonna start with technical issues. What we're gonna start with right now.
It's okay. We came off a national holiday here in the States. We're getting with it. It's okay. We'll get there.
Shoot. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna start off with the Boomstick Warriors. So the Boomstick Warriors, led by Devastation, actually routed my Superchargers in a 10-3 victory last week. I don't know why I have to read this, but yes, it happened. You're welcome. On a map that definitely suited them. It was very defensive-minded, and the Boomstick Warriors are a very frag-heavy team. A little over 13 minutes, they took it 2 rounds. And it was dominant. And let's go over the players of the Boomstick Warriors, because each one of them deserves their own introduction. Let's start with Devastation. Last week, he had 6 captures. Which is crazy. Devastation ran last week. Everyone thought he would play defense, but he did not. And it was clearly a dominant showing. He was the highest scorer in the server. It was just completely dominant. And he's going to need to continue that against SXP because they're also a frag heavy team. And let's move on to J Warrior. Looked like he played mid last week with 4 captures. He had the most power-up touches in the game with 9. He had 9 spheres. It's pretty incredible. And also, he provided just excellent mid support for Devastation. He left Azrael on an island most cases, but it's sometimes what you have to do to provide offensive support. And will he be able to bring that elite item timing? Because we'll talk about the map in a little bit. This map has a blue armor on it, so there is item timing. It's viable on this map. So will he be able to secure more blue armors this time than same as last week? That's going to bring us to Azrael, the star rookie of the Boomstick Warriors. He had played a little defensive role this week. He had 0 touches though, and he only had 1 P-touch. So he really let Devastation and J Warrior do all the offensive pressure while he just held back and was on his island, and he held up fairly well when he let up 2 captures. But will that prove offensive against a frag-heavy powerhouse like the Sexual Panthers? We'll just have to wait and see. And we're going to flip it over to Xenaero to go over the Sexual Panthers.
We're kind of taking turns this week covering the teams. Now, the Sexual Panthers, and I'll put up last week's results too while I talk about them a little bit. They're fresh off a win last week as well, defeating the Steel Ball Runners in a 2-round slugfest. They captured 21 pickups to the Steel Ball Runners 10, proving that they were dominant with item control. And they were able to secure 9 flags against the Runners 3 to get that crispy W. We're going to go through their roster real quick. Human Bones, the captain of the Sexual Panthers, had 3 captures alone to his name, along with 8 spheres in a great all-position showing that not only can he take the sphere forward and run with it, but he also could capture the flag, bring it back home with the momentum of his team at his back. Will he be able to keep it up against his opponent this week, the Boomstick Warriors? Toby captured the most runs for the Sexual Panthers last week with 4, including 3 pickup captures. PCAPs for short, for those who are kind of unfamiliar with our little in-house terminology we use. He was also able to put out the 3rd highest damage in the server. Can he keep this stat line going? Dragon had 2 captures with the highest flag defenses with 24, showing that he could not only run, but also keep the flag back where it's meant to be, back on his podium. But can that cohesion keep up with the Panthers and against the Boomstick Warriors? Now, both teams looking pretty strong coming off week 2, so we're starting this doubleheader with a Victor versus Victor match. Clearly, one will walk away, or maybe none. Do you think we'll see a tie this game?
See, when 2 frag-heavy teams meet, that's what it seems to be. Is it's either a roll or it's a tie, like it's a slog, So we're gonna say one or the other.
Show me one or the other. Now, the map we're kind of showing on the stream with the slideshow is Mephitic Waste. It's a Chaos Score map that has more or less been ignored in private CTF play, in our pickup games between a whole group of players where we kind of each take turns picking players. Just your friendly pickup game. If you've played Quake pickups or Counter-Strike pickups, same format. But this map is mostly left off to the side and not played too much. Now, this map is being introduced in regulation play, as it has, I believe, maybe once or twice before, but it is a very close quarters map, and we'll actually do a quick run through of the map when I go into the server. Now, it'll feature a blue armor that will... It can be ignored, but it can also be very tightly controlled, and it does help you a great deal with all the hard cover. And let's see if we can get this working. Cool, we are not working. It's because I'm on full screen, that's why. I haven't figured that all the way out yet. But we're going to be looking at the blue flag base for right now. The graphic is, of course, incorrect because I don't know what I'm doing half the time. But we'll fix that. That's what we're here for. See? All done. First try. Effortless. But we'll have our flag podium here. And the entrance of the base is kind of... There's 3 different entrances into the base from the rocket side, crossing out into mid. You kind of have like an outer mid here, flanking the blue armored podium. Kind of a regular mid and an inner mid here. Kind of terms I'm coming up on the spot because I'm not sure if we have ever differentiated between the different routes before. But these are lifts that can be triggered. And they drop very quickly, so you can have a runner get through relatively quick. And it can also apply offensive pressure. There's not as many super shotgun spawns as we saw in week 1. And what we just saw one blue player do is take a rocket jump from a flag up top here, where they can jump across. If you're skilled enough, you can make that gap. We'll see a lot of lift play. A lot of focus will be in this area in particular. Item timing is every 30 seconds after a pickup. So the blue armor will be up every 30 seconds. And then you can make this jump from the chain gun over to that podium. It requires some speed, which means you can play interference here at mid. And just a hit can slow them down long enough for them to miss this jump here. We have seen teams in practice employ a lot of different offensive pressure strategies, either running from the outside here into the base, or just coming in here and dominating this central pillar area. But it's a very quick map. I don't think that we'll see any 3-rounder games here, but could be wrong. Blair, what is the betting line for this game?
All right, so the betting line for this game, and betting's, the betting is closed. So if you wanted to bet on this, I'm sorry, but the final line is 2.15 to 1, and the favorite is the Boomstick Warriors there.
So the crowd seems to think, the betting crowd seems to think that the Boomstick Warriors are going to walk away with this one. Do you have any predictions on the outcome of the game? Because historically, the chat needs to know that we have never been right about this.
Yep, I'm gonna change it up this week. I'm gonna not say it was a tie.
Oh,
so I'm
okay.
gonna actually hitch my horse on that cart. So we're gonna go with a 3-rounder. But I'm gonna say the Sexual Panthers won it 2-1.
Ooh. Blair going for SXP 2-1. 3-round game. Now, I gotta disagree. I think with how good Dev is at timing a sphere and how strong J-Warrior has been at controlling tight areas like we saw on map 4, I'm gonna go with the Boomstick Warriors in 2.
Interesting.
And yes, BQB is not playing this game, Stab, but for everyone unaware, this is a double-header broadcast, and we will be returning at the top of the next hour for that game. It's gonna be one long, glorious broadcast. It is not spelled with an E. But Stab seems to think it should be, because J-Warrior spells his name with an E.
Yes, the nickname was Sunk Cost Fallacy.
Sunk cost fallacy. Well,
It's
we're
been
here.
incorrect for that long, you may as well not change it.
Oh boy.
Ooh,
Well,
this
we
looks
got
like
call
it might
vote
be
restart
live.
happening now, and we'll be getting right into it. Or, after this message from our sponsors.
Wanted to groove out to that intermission music anyway.
Woo! We start and set up the spectator camera in mid here, following Azriel to start. But we're going to call vote a restart anyways, because that's just what we do here. Go at map start? No. We're going to go to the voting menu. Open up our console and type call vote restart. That's what we do when a map ticks over. But now, we'll watch Azriel grab Super Shotgun, looking for a way through mid. What's he playing? Is he playing upper defense? Kind of looks like he's playing a more defensive role right now. J-Warrior with the first touch of the game, trying to make it out. Little jump doesn't save him at the mouth of the blue base. J-Warrior seems to be their main runner on the Boomstick Warriors. Looking for that rocket jump. Gets no lift. Toby with the first touch for the Panthers. Doesn't get very far. Dragon tries to pick up. It just doesn't work. This map might be quite the slugfest, considering how short mid is. J-Warrior trying to get out with 10 health. That pillar doesn't offer him enough cover. Ooh, J-Warrior with a rocket jump up top. We've seen a lot of teams try that, but we've also seen a lot of teams intercept them and shoot them down.
Nice attempt, though.
It's our first rocket jump attempt we've seen. I'm sure we'll see a lot more. Toby tries a rocket jump. Can't seem to get the angle right. But just runs across mid anyways. He's got good cover from his teammates, and that's the first capture. That is first blood for the Panthers. 1-0. J-Warrior out to mid with that rocket jump. Very little health. That blue armor helped him with a jump, but it wasn't enough to save him from the buckshot to the back. J-Warrior trying to go in for another touch. Jumps up off the lift, says, I'm not waiting for that. But can't make it out of the base. Seems to be a game of attrition for J-Warrior, trying to get as many touches in as possible. We'll switch over to Bones. Appears to be playing more of a defensive mid style. Switching back over to J-Warrior, didn't get very far. Toby is out with a flag and in his own base, showing just how quick you can make it from point A to point B. That's the second run through the main mid area. J-Warrior getting out across, but he's being chased. Dropped and returned from both. Switching over to Dragon, watching him work a little bit of magic on the spawns, covering his runner. And that wasn't enough for a pickup, unfortunately. Excellent cover. Otherwise, watching Azrael as he tries to stop the flag from leaving his base, and it works that time. J-Warrior down for the count. Dev now with a run of his own, trying to get out through mid, fakes the lift, says, no, I'm faking you. I'm back across the lift. I'm in my base. Please return the flag. Please pick up the flag. You are all failures, Dev probably thinks to himself. J-Warrior across mid. Doesn't quite secure it in his own base. It's a mutual return. J-Warrior again with another touch. We might as well keep the camera on this man. He keeps getting touches like crazy. They're not able to stop them. Dev says, I need a flag on the scoreboard. 6 minutes left. Boomstick Warriors have not scored a capture. I agree, that Dev run would have been pretty wild if he actually made it by. J-Warrior with a touch on his own. I was looking at the scoreboard here, trying to see what the frag discrepancy was. Looking at about 10, with Dragon topping the board for SXP. In same amount of frags for Dev. For TBW. Dragon with the flag out. 4 health. It was enough. Slides his dying mortal coil across the flag for another score. 3-0. Dev trying to get out.
That blue armor helping again.
Blue armor proving critical for that one run. I'm not sure if Toby had it for the other 2 runs he had. But showing that running out through mid with cover is proving to be working for the Panthers. And it makes me wonder if the other 2 teams who are slated to play are paying attention to what's working and what isn't.
Just a frag fest right now.
J-Warrior with the blue armor. No team is really timing the armor as much as they were the sphere. Sometimes the armor's up for a good chunk of time. Toby not able to get out. The mutual return happens, as it so often does in Doom.
It's hard to leave your team out to dry for that long in order to get the armor.
Toby with a touch coming across the top to grab the flag. Not much help from mid, but he was clearing across. Toby again with another touch, trying to get out with 60 health. He's got the cover, but he's only got 5 health. To pick up... No, actually that was just the other team trying to grab the flag. J-Warrior with a little jump across. We saw that little jump in action that we were talking about. And it takes a very tight angle, precise jump to make that happen. J-Warrior's clearly practiced it And it might pay off a second time, but it did not. He got intercepted. There's a pickup from J-Warrior to J-Warrior, and a capture by J-Warrior. The team's all J-Warrior. The Boomstick Warriors. Bones across mid. Melting his toes a little bit in nukage.
Very warm.
Nice and lukewarm. Getting a lot of camera time on J-Warrior with, they've narrowed the gap by 2 flags. He tries again, but gets caught on that little grate texture. Toby running around the base. Oh, gets body blocked. 3 health, and if the cover's there, it is not. It barely. Excellent return.
Nice return.
Looking for a rocket jump, but just ejects himself without the flag. It's unfortunate, you hate to see it. J-Warrior out to mid, got returned, but Jay got the blue armor again. He's got enough, he probably doesn't have enough health for this. He does, but he got intercepted up top. Blue armor helps a lot for rocket jumps. It's a 2/3 damage reduction. We're running across an empty podium, but we're switching over to Toby, who doesn't really quite make it off the podium. Still anyone's game. 2 minutes to go. 2 Panthers up top. And Toby is trying to get out with the flag, but he's getting chased by a spawn and intercepted at the mouth of the base. Dev looking for an escape of his own. Doesn't return his own flag. That could be a mistake. J-Warrior with a pickup. We're not going to see pickups get chained there, unfortunately. Bones is across 70 health, increasing the lead. 4-2 with 1:10 left to go. Pressure is on TBW to try to win this back, at least tie round 1. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen as Toby does a little jump across mid all on his own to seal round 1, 5-2 for the Panthers. Which already proves my prediction wrong.
Boomstick Warrior's gonna need to come back strong here second round.
Looks like it. Now, Azrael. Starting on Azrael, but we're switching over to J-Warrior, who touches the flag again. Makes me wonder if they're going to do... They didn't do a lineup change? Nope. Although, Shadow Stalker's in.
Interesting.
I'm surprised they switched Toby out. But J-Warrior out to mid. There's a little bit of a pickup chain. Flag gets caught in a little crevice of the detailing of the map, as is to happen every once in a while on these hyper detailed maps. But we're already at 1-0 for TBW. I wonder if that will make the Panthers rethink their decision to bench Toby. J-Warrior out with the flag, but Bones is across mid with 20 health. Going across the nukage, not the best idea in the world. But J-Warrior says, thank you for returning it. 2-0. The rest of his team tries to screen him, but Bones goes down anyway. Bones with another touch. Trying to go across the nukage.
Yeah, Bones getting free touches here.
Bones is getting a lot of touches. Making me wonder if... Well, I'm curious about something. I'm going to switch over to Azrael, who is still seemingly on base defense. Kind of an interesting lineup for their team. J-Warrior out to mid with 10. Could have grabbed that health kit. That might have saved him, but it didn't.
That might have. It's just thinking that.
Dev out across with 35 says, please return the flag. They do, and it is good. 3-0. J-Warrior. They're running a clinic on him so far. With 2 minutes elapsed, they've scored 3 flags. J-Warrior taking a little route outside. Scenic walk doesn't pay out for him. A little bit. It's not the right angle you want, but it'll work. I mean, your body's gonna fly. J-Warrior going across mid. Chased out. Oh no, there's a quick return from there. Bones also goes down. Mutual return and a reset.
Yeah, nice return by Bones. Real heads up play.
Bones with the flag again. Panthers can't seem to convert those touches to scores. J-Warrior across. Nope, not. He actually didn't even make it across. Never mind. Bones going outside, taking a little nukage field trip. It's not working out for him. Maybe he needs to switch it up a little bit. I'm surprised they benched Toby. This could come back to bite him. J-Warrior out to mid. What do you think? What do you think's going to happen here? With Stalker in the mix, let's watch him for a little bit. Seems to be playing kind of a base defense. Base mid play. Keeping an eye on the upper. Bones trying to go out to mid. Surrounded. Pickup. Not.
There's a saying we have in software. If it ain't broke, break it, or fix it until it is.
Oh, it's it. There it is. From our own resident developer, KBlair. He accepts tips and also enchiladas.
Yes. Only authentic ones, though.
Gotta have the authentic ones. Dragon.
And endless enchiladas at Chili's.
Oh, there's a little plug from our sponsor at Chili's. Human Bones out and across. He's like lift stuck, but it's good. But it is good. One flag on the board for the Panthers. And J-Warrior applies head-on directly to the wall. Sometimes the rocket jumps don't work out for you. Dev waiting for the jaws to close in around him before he makes that run. Didn't seem to work out for him. J-Warrior now out to mid with very little health, meaning 0. Good return by the Panthers. Bones, Dragon, it doesn't matter. They're chaining pickups like crazy, but it is not paying off. They're down by 2 with 5 minutes left. We're half the game. And now it looks like Blue is looking at the 2 flag deficit here. We're at the same point last round. They were up by 2 flags. For anyone just tuning in, this is round 2. And blue team, the Sexual Panthers, have a 1-round advantage. Meaning we might see a round 3 if the Warriors close this one out with a victory. A little boomstick action from J-Warrior. Searching over the Dragon just in time to see him die at the podium. Back over to J-Warrior. J-Warrior with the flag. Gets out to mid and there's no help there. Bones with a cute little jump across the top. Grabs the flag, says sayonara. Burns the defender. But can he maintain his distance from everybody? It doesn't seem so. He still has to cut across mid somehow. Dev doesn't get very far with that run. Bones going across mid. Hoping his teammates can cover him real quick. Doesn't seem... Oh, there's a pickup. No pickup. What a return. What a return on the podium of the Panthers.
That was devastation.
But Bones has the flag in the Panthers base right now. And it might be good. But no, it is a return in favor of the Warriors. So close yet so far. From a podium return to maybe another podium return. Yeah,
that was Dev again. Oh my goodness.
Dev is on fire with these last second saves. J Warrior trying to get out to mid. Flag's returned, but he's in the wrong base. It's body blocked by his teammate, and it just doesn't pay out. But J Warrior's like, no, I'm across. Nothing you can do to stop me. That is the final flag for round 2. 5-1, a complete reversal for both teams here. Like, Panthers got kind of stomped there.
Yeah, I'd bet on seeing Toby again.
It's alright, they tried something to see if it was going to work better, but it didn't. Toby is back in. And we're looking at the same lineup for TBW, saying what worked is not changing. Toby doesn't get very far off the podium. J Warrior trying to run out upper again. Doesn't happen. A lot of quick touches, a lot of quick returns. In round 3, the tiebreaker round, it's 1-1. So this result is for all the marbles. Or a tie, depending on who you're for. J Warrior out and... Oh, that wasn't J Warrior who had the flag that time. What happened there? Toby, I guess, scored that.
Yeah, that was Toby with a rocket jump from mid to their upper and scored it from up top.
Beautiful. Toby showing, hey, why'd you bench me?
Oh, and again!
Toby across again. But he's got somebody chasing him, and the jump is good, but there's nobody on the podium to return the flag. Just didn't work for them. Great run, but there was no defense where it needed to be.
That was Dev again with the save at their stand.
Switching over to Dragon. But then back to J Warrior, who has a touch. We're going to watch to see what happens there, and it turns out nothing. J Warrior with the blue armor now, but he's being chased. Saying, you're not going to have the blue armor for long. Toby across, but it was turned at mid. Toby making it out to mid pretty often, showing that he is a very valuable component of the Panthers. Toby out again. Kills one defender, but the other two catch up to him. J Warrior crossing mid. Bones. No help there. Now Dragon tries to run of his own. Crossing the nukage. Brought down. Interceptions at mid are pretty common in this matchup. J-War, no help there. But Toby, 15 health. They can't get very far with 15 health on a map that kind of funnels all your spawns towards a certain part of mid. J-War. Lift fake. Lift commit. Medkit. Jump. And it's good to tie it up.
Beautiful run.
Great run. Very crispy. Good return. That classic 3-player rebound attempt on a flag run. See it all the time where the entire team chases the carrier into the base. And sometimes you get a flag off of that. Sometimes you do, but most of the time you get cleared out. Players are a lot better with their shotguns nowadays. J-War clearing out one defender, looking for more. Gets up there, but he is intercepted by somebody already at upper. Toby crossing mid. One person doesn't see him, but one person does, and that's all they needed to return it. They're having to pay a lot more attention to that kind of cul-de-sac looking mid. Try to intercept runners as they jump across the ledges. J-War looking for the jump. Nope. Wrong. Texture will reach out and grab you.
Very sticky.
Hasn't been cleaned in a while.
You can wall run off it though. I've done it a couple times.
Yeah, that requires a far more precise angle than many players practice.
Yeah, you can't really do that. Replicate that.
It's hard to do that live. Toby, with a touch of his own, trying to get out. Clears the lift, but he's got one player below him. He's waiting. He says, "Come here. I'm waiting for you." Toby's like, "Help me, please." Drops back down. And it just didn't work out for Toby. Everything
they defended him well.
On him. Yeah, they sure cut off his options. J-War. Team cleared mid. That might be enough health to score, and it is barely before he gets blasted off the podium. Dragon trying to rebound capture this, but no, it's a mutual return. The Warriors are up by 1 with 4 minutes 30 left to go. J-Warrior jumped up top, and that was a nice clean cross in mid. There was no one at mid to intercept him, and that was it. Now they're up by 2. In the blink of an eye, they scored 2 captures. J-War looking to get out of the base. Oh no, he was actually in his base. Now Dragon with a capture of his own. It's hard to keep track with how quick the runners are moving between base to base. Devastation out to mid. No! Blasted back! There's a pickup. But is it enough to defeat the chain gun? Pickups after pickups. They daisy chain the flag all the way to their podium.
Crazy game.
Absolutely out of control. Toby looking across mid. He's got cover, but needs more health than that. Dragon, 30 health, trying to get out from mid. Doesn't look like he'll make it very far. There is a pickup in the base. Both carriers in blue. Red returned. Blue returned. It's out. It's bananas. Everyone's at each other's flag at all times. Toby.
Just chaos at this point.
It's absolute chaos. Both teams know they have to make a move now. Devastation. Man, I can't keep up. It's like week 1 all over again. Devastation. J-War now with the flag. Trying to get out to mid, but he's staring down a whole bunch of players. J-War's like, "Where's my armor?" It's not there. Devastation looking to use some hard cover. But the distance wasn't enough. J-Warrior failing his jump across mid. He says, "Oh, hello, carrier." He's trapped on the wrong side of the lift. I think one of the flags is up top. Toby, with a chance to score, misses the jump. You have a very narrow window to make that jump. And that's it. Man. A blistering offense from the Boomstick Warriors to secure that 1 win. Even with Toby switched out, their momentum carried them over with Dev 61 frags. Dragon with the top frags of the round, but it wasn't enough to secure safe passage for Toby and Bones. But we're seeing players file out, and we'll switch back over to the overlay where we're looking at Boomstick Warriors taking a win in 3 rounds over SSP. And I think that you called the Panthers in 3, didn't you?
I sure did.
Well, we're both wrong. I called Boomstick Warriors in 2. They won, but I was incorrect. Again, do not take betting advice from us. We're here to cast. We're not here to give you betting advice. We can't help you with your decks. Your outstanding decks, that's your problem.
Yeah, take that out with Miss Cleo, alright? We don't predict the future.
We can't. We can't even predict what happens 2 seconds after a carrier picks up the flag. Look at that chaos. We couldn't even keep up. What do you expect from us? We're just players. But that is the result of the first game of our doubleheader. Now, coming up next, we'll have Oblast Blom and Steel Ball Runners. But we'll run a brief little ad break in the meantime, kind of queue up some of that free time. And we'll see you again in about 15 minutes when we take up the intro once again. And we'll, I believe Blair will be back for yet another great broadcast on this Slugfest map. Don't go too far, because in about 15 minutes at 5:45 p.m. Eastern, we'll be back.